I thought that I would take a minute to explain how I know that we are dealing with the criminally insane in the COVID 19 geriatricide. A controlled and premeditated professional operation executed in cold blood by the robber barons who have stolen our lives for their vicious arms race. The letters that were planted on me when I was kidnapped and tortured as a child were signed Gail Carolyn Burston. Now let's evaluate that name. Gail Carolyn, like Christmas caroling, Burston, like bombs bursting. Gay illness, Christmas caroling, bombs bursting. There's no two names quite like that. It's a homophone for Christian Armageddonism. These letters were found investigating a war game clocked to the AIDS attack, which was arranged by the Federal Emergency Management Agency at the University of Pittsburgh, which goes by the very miraculous name of Pitt, given the circumstances, like Pit of Hell. And Carnegie Mellon University, which is CMU, like Church Military Union. Both blacks and whites were dishonorable signatories of the operation. Now, the man who attacked me was named Casper. When you think about it, Casper is like the friendly ghost. The ghost is like the Holy Ghost. And it's an operation that evokes Adolf Hitler again and again when you study it. So, Gail Carolyn Burston was operating with Casper, the holy friendly ghost of Adolf Hitler. It's a very professional operation of name tags attached to a deplorable mission. Casper and a gang called the Pitmen kidnapped me and took me to a place called King's Estate, like Heavenly Estate, and gassed me. Gail Burston was from the Jewish Holocaust survivor community. You see what a tightly knit knot that is? Now, throughout the 80s, 90s, and 21st century, the lunatic asylum led by Bill Clinton, including Barack Obama, smothered all of that in a storyline indicating that they believe that virginity is the final solution. They attacked me piteously, and they continuously said, "We have nothing to say," while saying a great deal through the sinister methods of an appalling little weasel from Britain named Robert Fripp. The accomplishments of that terrible criminal are genuinely maddening. He was behind the advertisement campaign for this vicious operation. He put it on his first records. He put a look-alike of Gail Burston on one of his records. And yet, this weasel managed to pull off a sleight of hand from the maddening dungeon of American media, where they can get away with anything. They can convince anybody of anything they want to. The way they convince people that Oswald killed JFK, they convince people that Gail Burston and Robert Fripp are best of friends working the London franchise without explaining how that could be when the script was supposedly about killing him. But he was spirited away. How do you know that he was spirited away? That he pulled a Houdini under the maddening operation of this weasel's communication artistry, this criminal's mania for criminal genius? Well, Reagan had me in D.C. with his Pentagon Disney attorneys from the FEMA who worked with Gail Burston and Robert Fripp through the whole thing. He came out and waved to me the night before. And he gave me a brochure that said, "There's no such thing as objective reality, only what the jury believes." The night before what? The night before he claims he was shot. Why is he so chummy with the people he claims shot him? They're using me as a stooge and a fool. They had a man, an agent, who came around named Truman Shemp. Think about that. Shemp was one of the hidden members of the Three Stooges. He would show up once in a while. He was like the fourth stooge. The hidden Shemp is the Truman. Truman. Who was Truman? Truman was the one who dropped the atom bomb. My mother used to say he was from the same racial stock as me. She had a painting of Hitler nuns on her wall. Nuns that looked like Hitler. So this is peculiar, this Truman Shemp, because when you contract it, it contracts to Trump. Trump is saying the leadership of our country were stooges. And he's using me as one of these invisible leaders to humiliate the United States by targeting me as a secret identity of everything that he despises, which includes, judging from the script, the Kennedys. This implies that this man is one of the people who killed JFK. How could that be, you think? He was very young. Well, Gay L. Carolyn Burstyn, this professional operator from Israel, was also very young. She was only 12 years old when she set up for Yoko Ono and the gang around Queen Elizabeth. This humiliating spectacle in the destruction of our dreams for a fair society. I think it's time to get wise about what that says concerning COVID-19.